you raise issue of spirituality. A lot of us are Christians and we believe in God. But over the years, I think personally I've seen a lot of cases where some persons, some of them are even pastors, they'll tell you they've been in business and even sometimes the business will be striving, but at a point everything will collapse. Some other persons have met that they feel they have a call. They try so many businesses, strategy, keep putting in effort, but the effort is not yielding results. So I want to give this my own humble advice and some points I feel those kind of persons can, because actually facing repeated failure in business can be very, very frustrating. Okay, especially when you feel that there are external forces at play. Sometimes the person might just believe that there are spiritual factors like forces of darkness or even God's will that is responsible. Okay, so but to address this, we have to look at it from both the practical and spiritual aspects. Okay, so we're going to look, because everything is not spirituality. Sometimes you match spirituality with the practical aspect. So the first thing I would say is the person has to do what we call self-reflection. Okay, and also the person needs spiritual guidance. So, and in this self-reflection, I think the first thing that comes to mind is prayers. The person should spend time in prayers and meditation to seek clarity and understanding from God. Because I've seen many people that will say, it is the will of God, I shouldn't do this business, the will of God, that's why everything is failing. Not that it was the will of the devil. Okay, in Catholic Church, they normally say, anytime a problem persists, Father will not the hard now, they will just tell you, saying, I will cross. So many people that they told that those were their crosses, only to discover years later that it wasn't their crosses, it was a winch from the village or powers from their father's house that was responsible. So that's why this aspect of prayer and meditation is very important. This, if you start prayer and meditation on a regular basis, you will see even in your dream life, you'll be able to discern whether the calling you are having is indeed to preach or if they should continue pursuing business. Okay, then another thing is counseling. Most of us don't take counseling seriously. You meet people that you are looking up to, people that they've gotten experience more than you. Okay, you have to speak with them. They are like spiritual leaders or they are mentors. These people, they are more experienced. Some of our advanced parents, old people, they are very advanced, especially those of them that were in that were facing similar problems like yours. So when you meet them, they will be able to give you guidance. They will be able to help you understand if there is a spiritual lesson or direction that might be missing. Okay. Then again, another thing I want to add here is, if you keep having failures in business, you have to check your business strategy. I'm talking of people that feel they have call, so you have to check your business strategy. One thing I normally do is that I try to learn from my past failures. Okay, because anytime you fail in business, don't just quickly say that, it's because I have a call, that's why I failed in business. That might be very wrong. Okay, it may not be that because you have a call. It may be that you've not been able to analyze very well. So what you should do is you should learn from the past failure. Okay, each failure should offer you a lesson. That's one thing. That's the way we should see failure, as people that are proactive, motivated. We should see failure as something that we learn from, not something that will discourage us. Okay, on that, you have to analyze what went wrong in the business you did previously, and that will provide insight into what you actually need to change in future. So failure is a big lesson. So the more you fail, the more you are very close to your prosperity. That's the way I see it. Okay, so we shouldn't. So these people that feel maybe they have calling and maybe the call is what is disturbing them not to do business or anything they put their hands will not work. They should be able to analyze the failure and be able to learn from it. Then another thing is that this particular set of people is not everybody I'm talking to. These are people that feel they have spiritual call, or there is a demon or something responsible for their repeated failure. Okay, is to consider expertise. Failure can be a result of lack of knowledge. Even the Bible said that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And I want to add my own. People perish for lack of knowledge and also experience. Okay, so that's why we have this platform. We want to educate people. So if people are lacking knowledge, it could be the result of that person failing and attributing it to God's call on his life. Okay, so the person have to gain more education, seek mentorship, and partnering with someone who has business experience that could make a difference. Okay, so that is very, very important. People that have that feel that maybe their failure in business are caused by a spiritual factor. Okay, now there's what we call faith in action. Faith in action. These people have to balance faith with practical action. Even if they feel they are called to preach, they should consider what we call bivocational approach. Okay, where they pursue business while also fulfilling their spiritual calling. Do you see that? So if you feel you have a call, fine. Well, you can test run and see. You run your call, you start doing some small pastoral work like that, and at the same time you still do some small business alongside. It's not possible that you have call and your wife have call. That one will be double wahala. So if you have a call, maybe your wife doesn't have call, why not invest in your wife? So what this pastor did was to invest in the wife, and I tell you, money was just coming in. A lot of the things the woman was doing was just booming. You see that? So that's what we call a bivocational approach. So you yourself can do bivocational approach, because if you say call, you speak in tongues and you pray all those prayers without money in your pocket, it's frustration. You know that anointing without money is annoyance. You understand? So that you don't get into that realm whereby you will say God bless you, but you will invest. The other thing is science and confirmation. Sometimes people may misinterpret their calling. Many people misinterpret their calling. So it is important to seek confirmation from God through prayer, fasting, and seeking advice from trusted spiritual leaders, so that you don't misinterpret your calling. You may be thinking, God called me to preach. For us, God even called you to be a mortal businessman like Dangote. So please, you need prayer, you need fasting, and advice from trusted spiritual leaders. Then another thing I want to add is there's what we call spiritual warfare and deliverance. We are Christians, you understand? In my church, we normally say, if church cannot change you, change your church. A lot of people that have changed their church because they were not getting results, today they have better results. I've seen testimony that are mind-blowing in my church, just because those people change their church. Because most times they will just give you deacon, pastor, this. A lot of us that are Catholics, they don't like to move. You understand? They just say, my papa, now Catholic, my mama, now Catholic. So me myself, I must die as a Catholic. But if the Catholic is not changing your life, he's not helping you. My brother, change. Test other churches. Just go there, visit, do their deliverance program. Like our church have a deliverance program. We do. And a lot of people that have come, they've really gotten miracle. A lot of people have been believing for fruit of the womb, for marriage. They come to the church and took prayers, and wow, everything just started opening up. So if they had not moved, they won't know. So what I'm saying is that start looking for spiritual deliverance. If you feel that you have a call and maybe the thing is preventing you from not doing well, or you don't have a foresight, or you feel it's a power of darkness, okay, you have to go for deliverance. Even if you feel it's the power of God too that is preventing you, you go for deliverance so that you can have a clear sight. Okay, then there's another thing they call empowerment through faith. You know, you need to believe that faith in God is powerful, and that when those that believe, and if they believe they are under spiritual attack, they can take steps to fortify themselves spiritually through prayer, scriptures, and community support. Okay, so that one is well understood. In everything we do, without faith, you cannot even make it in business, because you must believe in the business. Do you understand? Then one other thing I want to talk about is how to discernment and patience. There's what we call God's timing. It is important to remember that the success often come in God's timing, not our timing. Do you get? So there is what we call God's timing. But you may not know what is God's time if you don't prayerfully seek for it. Because some people will say, it's God's time for me not to be rich now. It's later I will be rich. You don't know that it's the devil that has been delaying you. So you need to know when it is God's time. Then again, test the calling. Actually, the Bible was saying that we should test every spirit. You understand? Don't just take things hook, line, and sinker. You might want to test the waters by starting small in both business and ministry to see where God seems to be opening doors. Because if you say God is calling you, or there are powers stopping you, if God is actually calling you, when you test the waters, like you test the business aspect and you test your ministry, if the ministry start booming, God is actually calling you. Like I can use our general overseer of Omega Power Ministry as an example. I'm not calling my church name because I want to advertise, please. I'm just using as practical example. The man said that his motive was to travel abroad and wash plates, because then we believe that anybody that enter abroad, the life will change. Even now, I said, I listen to one song when they say everything na Canada. So a lot of people believe that when they go abroad, their life. So this was the motive of this our general overseer called Apostle 𝐂𝐚𝐥𝐿. So he was working in the airport, and he used to see how people are traveling abroad, just migrating Japa now. And so he said that he wants to Japa. Every attempt he has made to Japa did not work. In short, he succeeded in getting visa. On that fateful day he was to take his flight, the visa was missing inside the bus. And he said he kept it inside the pocket of the pocket of the pocket. Those days we used to wear like 3 or 4 trousers, and you have in that pocket where you used to keep money. That hidden pocket was missing. You see that? At a point he was frustrated and wanted to commit suicide. Somehow God just ministered to him not to take his life, and that's why he started ministry. He said he has been selling recharge card in Port Harcourt, staying inside a Paco house made with wood, no progress. But even in that Paco house, people were coming and he was praying for them, and they were getting results and bringing food, money, and everything for him. So you see, while he was doing that, he discovered that he was making more wave in praying for people. That prayer he prayed for me last week, I don't get better, I don't get the job. That is a very good pointer. Do you see that? That's why I say test your calling. If you pray for people, they not they get results, you should say God not call you now. You understand? Because if God actually call you, as you are doing the ministry work, you will be getting results. But if you are not getting results, something is wrong with that call. It could be the powers in your father's house. In that case, you need full deliverance. So me, I believe in results in anything I do. So please test. If I'm doing something and I'm not getting results, I will not put too much effort in it. After trying several times, I will want to change. And they said it's only a fool that keep doing one particular thing and expecting to get a different result. Okay, so I so much believe in the aspect of result testing. I don't believe in just hearsay. So please test that calling. Test your hand in different business and see the business that is working for you. I know of a girl. She said she get call. She be they call her to be 𝐂𝐴1. She's a prophetess. This that. She will try this business. It not work. He try provision. It not work. He try cooking. It not work. He even went and be selling for somebody. At the time, problem will come. So she was saying, it's call. Do you know? I was surprised when I told the girl, try POS. When she tried POS, now so POS they boom for her. But she was saying she has call. I'm not disputing that she doesn't have call, but the fact that you have call does not mean some business may not work for you. It could be that that business does not match with the calling. So when she tried POS, it was booming for her too. Do you understand? So what I'm saying, if you have call, try many business. Keep trying. You'll be surprised. You step into the one that will work. So people that feel they have call, or people that feel that it's God that is preventing them, or because of the call they have, their business are not moving, or because there are powers fighting them. Of course, there are evil powers. There are so much evil powers. So if you feel there are evil powers, of course, deliverance. If deliverance does not work in church, go to church, B church, C. You should keep changing church until you get the one that works for you. But when you are changing church, kneel down, ask God whether this church I'm going, I will get results, whether they are using God's power. God will surely minister to you. I think with these few points, I think we'll be able to address people that have